Hey there. Fireside chat. I'm going to burn this gigantic chunk of cardboard. That wood right there. There's a breeze, like maybe about 6 miles an hour, 7 miles an hour. Hopefully that will be enough to at least get it going. Getting a little breezier than I thought. I've got logs sitting on top of the cardboard. I have my trusty shovel here. In case things get a little wild there. Maybe I'll add some more another log to it. This stuff's blowing around a little bit. I might have to cancel this. The wind is light and variable. That should hold the fork down a little bit. And if not, I have my Smoky Bear shovel here with me. Fire's not going to last a long time. It shouldn't anyway. Well, how's it a fireside chat if you can't see the fire? There we go. Now it's a bona fide fireside chat by keeping a watchful eye on the cardboard there. I've got logs sitting on top of it. So large chunks of the cardboard can't just take off and go airborne. Working out. The logs are starting to weigh down on the cardboard. It's just a large old cardboard box from a water heater that had been sitting in a yellow pickup truck for like, probably a week or more. It's getting pretty warm. Won't last long though. Howdy. How you doing? Oh man, can you feel the heat? So I put these tree logs on there to, if it was just cardboard by itself, large chunks could go floating up. So that's the idea for the logs. Plus, they might get warm enough where they stay glowing for a while and it'll make a little campfire. Something different than being in the pickup. Nice to see Son of a turbine. Yep. Well, you know what? They say is the warm air and the warmer temperatures will make it very difficult for this virus to spread anyway. So off with that devil, right? Be gone. As I spend yet another day and night completely outside. You know, still in the same clothes too. They're getting a little ripe, but oh well. I'm not around people, so. See, that's the other saving grace about being a scrapper. You're not around people that much. So, well, I got the logs going. Let's see. Just wondering about the price of metals and where they go from here. I don't know. I watched that iScrap app today. I haven't been to the yard lately, but I get text messages from a couple of the scrap yards I go to, and the one scrap yard sent a text message saying steel is up a little bit, but aluminum is down, and aluminum is going to stay down for a long time. There's no hope. There's so much aluminum sitting, at scrap yards, shredded in huge piles. I'm sure if you're a regular scrapper, you've noticed that there's ginormous piles of aluminum, and some of these scrap yards have resorted to baling the aluminum, making it in stackable amounts and putting it in huge roll-off containers and storing it. This one scrap yard in Lamont, they just have massive piles of it, and then they take it and they put it in a shredder, and it turns into little bits, and they have shredded piles of aluminum. So you can get a lot of aluminum in a small amount of space, when you do that. So that's the deal with aluminum. The wind is light and variable, and just turned this way a little bit, and I got a hot little gust of wind there. I move my location because the wind generally is coming from the south. This is what we'll do. How about that? That looks like a real house right there. That thing right there, don't it? It's that plastic dollhouse thing. Whatever you want to call it. Is this the best position? I keep thinking, what's a better position for the camera? I'll learn. I'll figure out. There's a possum that lives under the neighbor's porch, and sometimes you'll see it creeping around back here. Who else is commenting? Is your wife feeling any better? Yeah, she's feeling way better. I would consider, the worst it was when the day that she went to the doctor, and the drive-through thing, and she got checked out. I got checked out about. My appointment was about maybe 40 minutes later or whatever. So she came back positive, and I came back negative, and then I went and got the slow test. The one where there's two kinds of tests. there's that nasal one that comes back like an hour or two, and then there's the one where they that polymerase reverse chain reaction, whatever, I don't know, and it checks for all three. I guess there's three germs that you know are going around. It's not just one. There's three that make up the this thing that's going around. I'm sick of it. You know, I mean, I'm sick of even talking about it or thinking about it. Actually, I mean, you know, it's occupying so many people's minds rent free, and I think a lot of people get frustrated with me because I have a I have a cavalier, what looks like a cavalier attitude about it. Yeah, but I'm anything but that. It's just that, you know, I see a lot of YouTubers, you know, around you. Oh, look, you know, I got the mask on. Okay, well, when you're making a video, you don't really need to have the mask on all the time. Come on, man. Stop with the shenanigans. You know, I don't mean it the way that you guys might be thinking it, but if you're by yourself, you know, like today somebody dropped off a water heater, and you know, at first I didn't think the guy was, you know, gonna walk any closer than he did. But you know what? I'm like, okay, this guy wants to get a little bit closer than I'm comfortable with. I'm gonna put the mask on just out of an abundance of caution. So that's the way things need to go. You know what I mean? But as a scrapper, I'm not around people really. I'm myself. It's kind of a loner job. You know what I mean? Whether I'm at the compound, I'm by myself. There's nobody around really back there, you know, with me. There's nobody back there helping, you know, load the truck or anything like that. You know, here, yeah, yeah, let me help you lift this up. And you know, there's none of that. Here, let me take this apart while you take that apart. You know, there's not two or three people working with me. You know, here, give me that part. Okay, give me, you know. It's just me working. You know what? You know, if you're a person that's around people all the time, well, then, yeah, you're higher risk. Like if you're a cashier or something like that, there's people constantly going back, you know what I mean? Or even if you're working in a drive through, think about all the people that are coming through the drive through. So, you know, like the past 4 weeks or so, I haven't gotten any McDonald's or anything like that because uh, once they went to that like tray thing where you know you put the money or the credit card in a tray, and I'm like, all right, you know what, I'm done here. I might not come off as like a major germaphobe, but you know there's like a threshold where I'm like, okay, if you're if you need to resort to that level of operation, then you know what, you might as well not operate at all because it just gives you the idea that uh, forget about it. Just stop serving food for a little bit. You know what I mean? I mean, you can't go inside the restaurant to begin with. So basically, you know, just stay away from people. Not like not like stay away from everybody, but stay away from being, you know, gathering. Because I notice a lot of people commonly, you know, people like to gather in groups of three or four, and they get not while this is going on. And people are social animals, and they like to be around each other, and this is keeping people apart. And if you're more of a loner type like me or individualistic, it's not quite as hard. Okay, but if you're a hyper social butterfly, well, this is impossible for you. I think. I don't know. I mean, there's no church or anything like that. You know, you can't go to religious services and stuff, because that's an environment where there's a bunch of people all together really close for an hour. All right, that's a guaranteed petri dish for, especially the way the Catholic Church has been doing mass ever since Pope Francis. You know what I mean? Everybody holds hands together like this, and or you give the hug, like the pat hug on the back, like the sign of peace. We're not going back to that ever again. Okay, or the communion host. Everybody comes up to the priest, and the priest has got that host, and he's either putting it in somebody's hands or putting it in somebody's mouth. So, I mean, if only a few people at church have the disease, you know what? After one or two Sunday masses, I mean, about half the congregation is going to have it. So I don't see how the communion host is going to be handed out. And definitely not that cup of wine. I mean, I don't seem like a germaphobe, but I am, sketched out. I've always been sketched out by that, ever since I was a kid. You take that cup of wine and it's a community cup, and everybody takes it. No. Hey, how about the people that smoke weed, and they like to go around and pass I mean, people that smoke cigarettes don't do it, but people that smoke weed, they go and pass around what about those people? That's a really good way of, like, passing that around. You know what I mean? That's like a social activity, and, you know, I do not indulge, so I'm pretty safe that way. Hi, everyone. Scrapping since 2008. Well, if you've been scrapping since 2008, you remember those cold. That's probably what brought you into scrapping, is because of those 2008 prices, which we will never see again. That is not happening. Look at the fire. The fire is slowly dying. Oh, it was engineered to be that way. It wasn't supposed to go on forever. Hi, Marty. Emma Sigler. Hello. Hi, Emma. Miss Canadian Scrapper. Hi, everyone. Yeah, scrapping since 2008, that means, $4 for steel per 100 in Tampa Bay Area. Well, I guess that's not too bad for Florida. I mean, Florida is like far away from any like steel mills and stuff, so. Is your wife feeling any better? I think, did I answer that already? I guess she feels way better. She's blowing towards me a little bit. The winds are light and variable, so, for a minute they'll be blowing that way, and then, all of a sudden the wind will change direction a little bit. So generally, they're coming from the south, so they're coming from the house behind me, and they're kind of blowing kind of towards my house. Mostly towards the cool neighbors next door. We got the crazy lady, on that one side. I shouldn't say it too loud. Maybe she's back there hiding, just staring. She likes to hide in the backyard and stare. She just stands there and stares. Okay, like a doppelganger. You turn your head and you look, and she's just standing there. Like, okay, it's just a little campfire. Like, what's he doing now? I'm pretty boring, okay? I'm not doing anything. I'm just got a little campfire going here. Oop. Like the fire. Emma says she likes the fire. Creepy neighbor. Yeah, I know, right? It's like it's just a fire, a little in the fire pit. It's I'm boring. I'm not doing anything. I'm known for like sporadically throwing like a pack of firecrackers into a bonfire though. So maybe she's waiting for me to do that. You know what I mean? It's too far away from the 4th of July though. Yeah, like an ash on me. Well, that cardboard actually got them logs to like actually start to burn. They were a little bit. They weren't wet or anything like that, but they certainly weren't tinder dry. So it's kind of amazing that water heater cardboard box actually did that. I want a hiccup, but I'm trying to stop it. Do you ever like fight the hiccups and then like you actually win fighting the hiccups? Well, the fire went out, so you can't see me. Sorry about that. So I'll show the fire. The fire was helping to light me up. There, you got a silhouette of me. If I look at the sky, how like glowing it is from like the street lights. Isn't that wild? That's to the south, okay? But if you look to the north, not quite as bright. Well, this is a crappy live stream if you can't see anything. So the idea was to have me lit up with the fireside chat, and it's dimming down. I guess it wasn't engineered to last forever. It's got to be not flaming in order for me to walk away from it. So bear with me as I endure this little fireside chat bonfire thing I got going here until it kind of flames out, because you're not supposed to have an unattended fire. I mean, if it's glowing embers, I guess they say it's okay around here, but the wind picking up, and then get that little bit of action. There we go. The wind is light and variable. Sometimes the wind speed will pick up a little bit and feed it a little bit of oxygen, and there you go. Who else commented? Glad you're okay. Oh yeah, right? No, I took the test the first time and I passed it was over 3, the first test. That was over a week ago. What's today, Wednesday? What day is today? Today's Wednesday, right? Or is today Tuesday? I'm losing track of time. Okay. Did you hear Siri? Especially not scrapping, I've lost kind of like, it's Wednesday. I've kind of lost sense of time a little bit. You know what I mean? That's my own personal mechanics going. My own body rhythm and stuff like that. When it suddenly changes, your eating habits change, your potty habits change, everything changes. So, you know, your sleep cycle definitely changes. I mean, I think I got about a third of the amount of sleep I normally get, maybe a half, and it's not high quality sleep. It's just like, but I got all deep into it, like maybe too much detail about, like how I don't like mattresses really. I prefer to sleep on the floor. And I got, commenters like, don't you like to sleep with your wife? Well, we're both. If my wife is watching this, we're both heavy people, obviously, so there's no secret of that. And I don't like. Okay, you got two heavy people sleeping on a mattress. I hate, like, if you go moving the mattress and it's like, it's like that. I don't like that feeling. I don't like something rocking around like you're on a boat or you're in a car going down a rough road. I don't like it. So I like the floor. The floor doesn't move, or it shouldn't move. You can toss and turn on the floor. You put like a couple of blankets down or a quilt, and you can toss and turn all you want. That floor ain't moving, or it better not. And yeah, the ash around here is starting to blow. See the firehouse, like you get the wind, and then it like blows down on the ground, and it blows some of those light ashes of cardboard around, and they just scatter like. Yeah, I thought the fire was completely out, but when the wind picked up, it's feeding it a bit of oxygen, so it breathes a little bit of life into the video of the fire. This is a fireside shot. When do you think you will start curbside again? I will. Blah, blah. Now I sound like an Indian. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow. I know I'm not going in the house though until after the wife tests negative. I mean, I'm not. You know what I mean? Too risky. She's going to Uber to the hospital. So you know what I mean? Don't gotta worry about a car breaking down. You know, nothing. Just Uber a ride there. For $20, it's money well spent. I don't know. The stupid thing that everybody's scared of each other. That's not how our society is structured. It can't function that way. I mean, I guess we'll have to just adapt and make it. If that's the case, putting on masks and doing all those procedures to stay safe will just be like, putting on your socks and shoes, I don't know what else to say about it. How many other scrapping channels have gone through this or dealt with this? I think mine is the only one. Look at that sky. It almost looks like alien invasion is happening. See, my claim is this is a war. This is a biological weapon. And we're at war. It's a very cheap weapon, okay? Not cheap in the cost of lives, but, they didn't have to, send in armies and stuff like that, and use machinery and stuff. Very ingenious. It's a very asymmetrical war. How do you fight back? How's Eileen? Oh, she's fine. She's Nobody's here but my wife. So that's part of the reason why I'm like I stick around the house like that. I stay around outside so that she's not entirely lonely. You know what I mean? She's not here by herself. So yeah, Eileen's staying by her work friend's house, and Dominic's by his friend's house. He hasn't gone back to work. Something about the union and work rules and stuff like that, and they're having a standoff between the work rules and the owner, and it's just all convoluted. And Nora's by her school friend's house, her friend from like 8th grade. So everybody is gone. We're a family scattered everywhere. It really sucks. I mean, I don't know. The wife's not working. I haven't been working. And the kids are scattered about. That's an ingenious weapon to screw the economy, right? And to destroy people. Completely disrupt their lives. And in doing so, also make everybody paranoid of each other. You know what I mean? Now, like, neighbors have been noticing that I've been staying in my truck. And, I thought I seen a possum just creeping there, but that's just a log. The flickering of the light made it look like it was moving. But yeah, neighbors have been like, why are you in your truck all the time? And I'm like, what am I going to say, right? I'm like, well, my wife has that virus, so I'm staying out here until things are better, because I don't have it, and there's no reason good enough for me to stay in there. Okay, if you can think of a good enough reason for me to stay in there, come up with one, because I don't have a good enough reason. That I'd rather just maybe everybody else thinks that it's like, wow, that's really rough, but you know what? I'll just do it. I don't care. I'll stay in the truck. If I had to, I'll stay in the truck for another month. You know what I mean? If it actually came down to that, I would just stay in there. I mean, what am I going to do? I got people commenting, clear out a space in the garage. Well, the garage has bugs, and I don't like bugs. The truck is more preferable than. Then I gotta obtain blankets, and then I gotta go in the house, right? To go get blankets and accoutrements to be able to sleep on a drafty, cold concrete floor. Like, this backyard garage doesn't have any electricity in it, so I'd have to run an extension cord. I just don't want to do it. That's where the lazy or hardworking comes in. So I'm too lazy to go through all the labor that would take to set that up. Too much crap in the garage. So that would be like an all-day endeavor to just carve out. I don't want to do it. Then I have a sense of feeling trapped. There's only one window on that garage, and the house garage has no windows on it. Okay? I don't like that feeling. I don't know about you, but I hate that feeling. When I wake up, I want to be able to see what the sky looks like. That's how weird I am. Is the sky, is the sun coming up? Is it still pitch black out? Is it, what I mean? Is the sun all the way up already? I mean, Oh, just look at the clock. No, I like to just look at the sky. I don't want to look at the clock. I don't like the caged in feeling. I don't know. Explanation works good enough for everybody, but I don't like it. It's claustrophobic. It's actually more claustrophobic than sleeping in a pickup truck, which is kind of claustrophobic, but because it has windows all the way around, you can see, I don't know, kind of like 180 degrees or whatever. It's suits me fine, except that it's quite uncomfortable. You can only get like an hour or two shut eye at a time, and then you end up waking up, and your sleep quality is kind of horrendous. Uh, yeah, like right now, if I feel like if I tried to drive, I would be driving like I was intoxicated. Like that's the kind of tired that I am. Let's see who's coming. When do you think the prices are going to go up? Well, the prices have gone up a little bit already. Probably in the like the last week or so, they've gone up a little bit, a teeny little bit. I honestly don't think scrap prices are going to go up very much throughout the summer because this is May and June are usually like the high point of the season, and after that, the prices of scrap level out throughout the rest of the summer, and then you know I've been doing this forever, and traditionally by the time you hit like mid-August or maybe September, prices for scrap they're on the downslope. The lowest point of the year is typically October, for scraps and for the stock market. The stock market always takes a dump in October for some reason. Plus, we have the election coming up, and that's really going to play big. You know what I mean? Plus, other like stupid things are happening. Like hurricane season is coming. Not that hurricanes are stupid, but if if the hurricane gets mismanaged, right, and the opposing political party makes a big thing out of it, and everything goes wrong, well, then it will look like the Republicans won't. Their chances of getting reelected will be even more challenged, and I think that would really whack the economy. So pray for a mild hurricane season where there's no huge disasters. But of course, the media will, even if it's like minor coastal flooding, the media will show cars floating away, and they'll look for that story of that unfortunate family they got swept away by a rapid current. Everything looked much different on camera. There's nothing new. It's the same old, same old. Look at the fire is like picking up again because the wind speed is picking up. This Fireside chat thing started out okay because you could see me glowing, but you can just see a silhouette basically of me now. Sorry about that. I'm against that creepy alien sky. Your governor is oh yeah, that big fat turd. I know I'm using the word fat. That's politically incorrect. No, that guy. He just wants to reach in your pocket and take everything. He doesn't want to fiddle through your wallet. He wants to take the whole wallet. This guy raised the gasoline taxes like way high, and then that emboldened like a lot of little cities and towns to to have home rule, to add their own nickel to the tax. Like he raised it 19 cents. So our gas taxes around here locally have gone up like 20 something cents. I don't know, like 26, 25, 26 cents. And plus he raised the registration fees for, cars and trucks big time. $50 million home in the Caribbean. Oh yeah, of course. Well, you know why? Do I say a $50 million home in the Caribbean? Because our governor is the 512th richest person on planet Earth. He's what, 20 times richer than Donald Trump. This guy has, his family, and that would be him included, owned the Hyatt hotel chain, and all the other like names that come under it. So it's not just the Hyatt, but it's a bunch of other recreation companies. So $50 million home in the Caribbean, that's nothing. That's like a little summer home for that family. Not even. Yep. Guy's got no sense of like, you can tell he's got no sense of like, poor and poverty, what these kind of people feed off of. But people in this state, they voted for him simply because he got a D after, his political title, Democrat. Why anybody would vote for that guy, I have no idea. Very aggravating. And somebody that rich and powerful, you know how hard it will be to get rid of that guy? That'll be almost impossible. Okay? He hardly even campaigned, really, when he ran. He just had all these, like, generic political signs that said JB. Didn't even have his last name, JB. Hey, JB! Just heard at Fox. What? That he's the 512th richest person on planet Earth? Yep. The guy's got. Oh, that he's got a Caribbean home. Yeah, oh no, he's got. His family is the owner of the Hyatt hotel chain. He's got properties everywhere. It's nothing. Money is nothing to them. It's at that level. It's not about money. It's about power. Okay, they could care less about money. People that are worried about money are like the working poor and middle class. They worry about money, but the richest people on planet Earth, they don't. Money is not. It's not a thing that they even think about. It's all about power. No, I figure that I'm right. People are like, "Oh, money is the root of all evil." Well, yeah, it makes people crazy. Okay, so like when you are, when families are squabbling over money, you know what? If you really distill it down and think about it, they're not actually fighting over money. They're fighting over control and they're fighting over power. So it affects even, ordinary families. They're not actually fighting over money. If you just sit down and think about it, because if you take that paper currency out of it and they're fighting for control to the point where they can have some level of control over you. Like let's say, you got 3 or 4 siblings fighting over the inheritance. What are they really fighting over? They're not actually fighting over money. They're fighting over a larger share of the pie, because if you can get a larger share of the pie, you, and so I hate even talking about it or thinking about it, because then, it makes me not like people. I don't like to be like that. But That's what it comes down to when people fight over something like that. But the uber wealthy, money is not an object. It's not something that they really concern themselves with. It's about gaining and controlling power, so you could, I don't know, so you can have power over people. It's a security blanket. Humans need a leader. That's the kind of animal we are. So oftentimes a leader is somebody that in the tribe are thought to be like a little bit more powerful or knowledgeable than everybody else. Listen to me espousing all this stupid wisdom at this dying fire. I'm just making sure the fire kind of really sputters out before I walk away from it. It's just about like to the point where it's glowing ash, because the logs were pretty, like, they weren't super moist and wet, but they were damp to the point where despite the huge fire, they're not going to completely burn. There's just no way. The moisture content is too high. It'll probably be completely gone in about half an hour or so. My claim is it's safe to remove myself from it now. It's smoldering embers, and the wind has died down quite a bit. I'm gonna go over here and walk on the neighbor's side over here. Just because on my side it's... Plus I think it's starting to glitch because back there's underground buried cables and stuff like that. And you can pick up a Wi-Fi signal back there. See, like where I live, right under, like past the curb, there's power lines and stuff buried under there. And of course where the street light is, there's power lines buried underneath there, along with the cable lines. Plus my phone is about to have to plug in for power. 10%. After that, emptied it out. I put this tire machine in the yellow truck. This empty cardboard box in there, so I got room for more scraps if people drop stuff off. Somebody's sitting in that car back there. Welcome to my sanctuary. There's the house. There's the neighbor's house over there. She's a widow now. Her husband just died. He had a stage 4 lung cancer that metastasized all over the place. I got my fanny ribbon with me. Only used a little bit of it today. Didn't have to go poop too much. That's a little bit too intimate of details. But, if you're not working, you're not building an appetite really, so you don't have to eat as much because you know that's how my body works. I don't know about you guys, but if I don't eat a lot, then I mean, wait. If I don't work a lot, I don't really eat that much. But if I'm really exerting myself and really like I'm having a go-go day, stomach really starts growling. But if I'm not, whew, saves me money that way. You don't got to eat that much. You save money. I know a lot of people find the eating habit abhorrent. Can't imagine like going a day without a cooked meal or something like that. But you know what I mean? What am I supposed to do? Right? I could eat a cooked meal. Okay, where's it going to come from? First of all, I'm in my truck. There's no refrigerator, right? There's no real means of cooking any food. So I'd just rather eat, they have like those little bottles of orange juice and little things of milk. Because, where are you going to keep the gallon of milk? Which the gallon of milk is almost the same price as that little bottle of milk. They're almost like maybe 25 cents difference in price. The little bottle of milk is like $1.89, right? And the gallon of milk is like two something. But where are you gonna keep all the rest of the milk? I guess you know what. Thinking about it, there's the wife right there, moving around a little bit. Say hi to Gina. uh, I guess I could leave the unused portion on the back porch or something like that, and she could take it in. As I've been yapping, I thought about that. That just came to mind. I suppose I could do that. So I have this big gallon of milk. Could I take a few swigs out of it? I gotta get myself like a cup or something like that, or pour it in a little bottle. I just thought of something smart while I'm yapping. It might be better to go to Aldi and get a gallon of milk and then pour the milk into a couple of I don't know, a couple of water bottles. Right? There we go. Maybe we'll do that if I do. Take a couple of empty water bottles and put some of the gallon of milk in there, and then I can have for myself twice the for the same money and have plenty left over for everybody else that will come home and hopefully be a family again. Right? I'm hoping for that day. Because this chugs nuts, trust me. Look at that cloud right there, but I go and look for that cloud right there, and it's not as defined as it is in this camera. That's weird. See that cloud right there? I look there, and it's not quite. It's interesting. That's weird. That sky is glowing about that amount, though. Like you see it in the camera. From all the street lights we have. It's pretty bright. Okay, I guess nobody else is commenting. We still see you scrapping together. That was a while ago. None of the other. This is Larry Meyer. Watch. None of the other scrappers I watch are having problems with the China virus. No, nope. It would figure it'd only be me, right? Out of every God Almighty, right? It would only be not me. I mean, yeah, me. My family's having problems. Okay, I don't have it, but the wife had it or has it. Okay, hopefully had, when she gets tested, hopefully she's negative. But I don't know. Maybe she got it from where working at the truck stop. Because those are all high contact employment areas. Like gas stations, restaurants. You know, fast food places, cashiers. Look at all the people you come in contact with, right? And it's the people that are that sneeze or cough right in front of you. That's what you gotta watch out for. That seems to be what the deal is. What about? See, I prefer to use like the water that I keep or the garden hose and the bottle, a bar of soap to wash my hands. But what about people? I've been thinking about this. I think things over and over, but how like people are using hand sanitizer a lot. The hand sanitizer is doing its job, but it's also removing all the good bacteria. Not that the China virus is a bacteria, it's a virus, but you're leaving an empty space, a clean empty space for nasty buggers. You're removing potentially a lot of good buggers, and you're leaving free real estate for a lot of nasty bugs. That's my take on it. With the hand sanitizer, because the hand sanitizer isn't a hand cleaner like water and soap. And also drinking plenty of fluids and liquids has been shown to really help because this virus doesn't survive in in somebody that's well hydrated and can't take a foothold. Supposedly, it's a envelope virus or whatever, so it collapses. And I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I don't know. I don't know everything. I just know enough to stay away from people. Like even when I was in the hotel, like sketched out about touching the button for like the juice. I grab like a little napkin, and when I go to the door, you gotta like think about all these things. Like you're touching the key card, and what did the key card touch? And I was like, yeah, I don't want to touch anything. I'm gonna stay here in the room. And I got the pool drained. You can't swim in the pool, and the exercise room is closed, and the dining area is closed to people staying in there. Let's see who's commenting. Hello, all in chat. The bee lady. Scrap Kingdom. I have Fireside chats also. I didn't know that. I thought I was the only one. LOL, the king of bad luck. Yeah, right? Like, well, you know what? You know what my original, or my real channel name is Tragic Kingdom. That's the nickname that I had since I was 3 years old. My parents would call me, well, my mom really, she would call me Tragic Kingdom because I think it all started out when I built sandcastles and stuff like that, and people running down the beach stepped on them, and it was my little kingdom. I had my toy cars all, and people either deliberately or accidentally stepped on the sandcastles, and from that day on, I got the nickname Tragic Kingdom. But I started the channel out with that with that name, but then my channel ended up in with that rock group. What the heck is What the heck is her name? Trying to think of her name. It's like a pop rock singer. The heck is her name? She sings that one song, "Don't Speak." You know what I mean? I can't even remember who they are, but that's my name. Scrapping together. Okay, this dawn is getting. This lockdown is getting to me. LOL. Yeah, right. Check out this lockdown. This is some serious lockdown because I have nowhere to go. Where am I? Where am I going to go? I mean, people suggested sleeping in the garage. Okay, but the garage has got no electricity. All right, the front house garage has got no windows. All right, so I'm sleeping on a concrete floor, right, with like bugs that I don't want to. You know what I mean? I'm that kind of guy. I don't want to deal with. Yeah, I'm not a tent camper. You know, like people like tents and stuff like that. I hate tents. Yeah, what's to take a raccoon from like just ripping the tent open and coming inside? I don't like tents. I don't know. A lot of people like them, and you know what? That's great. But me, I don't like tents. Thought about it, but I'm the kind of guy that would just prefer sitting up in a pickup truck and getting horrible sleep than sleeping in a tent. If I had to, and I had no other choice, I guess I would end up sleeping in the garage. Okay, if I had no other option, none whatsoever. If I couldn't figure out a way of like sleeping on the backyard patio, like lining a couple of chairs up, but then that entails going in the house, okay, and I don't want to go in the house. That's why you don't see any blankets in here, right? I don't want to go in the house, okay, until there's an all clear. I ain't going in there. Not at all. I'll sleep without a blanket. I don't need a blanket that badly. I could always start the truck up, right? And run the engine for a little bit, and that'll make heat. Yeah, I go through gas that way, but oh well. You know what I mean? Let's see. Scrap Kingdom. Could your wife toss some blankets to the garage for you? Okay, but I'm sure she could. I'm not going to ask her to do it. I don't want anything from in the house. Okay, I want. This is how crazy I've gotten about this, and maybe I'm like way over the top, like the property manager. But I don't want any exchanges of any kind whatsoever. Nothing. I don't want. I don't want. You know what? If I give something to her, I put it on the back porch. Okay, she can open the door and get it. Okay, but I don't want anything coming out of the house. I'm not going to deal with it. I don't want it. I don't. You know, when she tests negative, then that'll be the all clear. Okay, wipe down all the door handles and all that. You know, is I'm not coming in there. Until you test negative. I want nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? This has caused too much angst. All right, from the get go. You know what I mean? I don't need to keep it going. Okay. Uh, I wanna, I wanna like, I wanna shut it down. So, the virus just dies here. All right. Once she's rid of it, she's got immunity to it, and you know what I mean. So there you go. Then we're all good. Then the family can come back together. That's that's the real name of the channel. There's some stupid stuff going on. So I decided to invite the world into my truck as I get tired and fall asleep, and I have a fire going, and I don't know. I'm a weird character. That's where this channel is like the planet Earth. Have you ever seen that channel and that character? Now that dude is a character. If you want to see a channel that's a character, go check out that channel. I wonder how many people I've sent to that channel. I don't think that guy's ever sent anybody my way, but I don't care. He's got like 35,000 subs or 32,000 or so. He's got a lot of subs, but I don't know. He makes these kind of videos though, or like driving videos. About 99% of his videos, he's sitting in a car. Let's see. What channel? It's all one word. It says The Planet Earth. Like all one word. The guy's name is Ben. And he's a little bit. He's like, give this video. He was doing a live. Give this video 100 likes, and I'll go to California. I'll go to Los Angeles. I'll go to Malibu. He's like naming cities and stuff like that. We'll see how the liberals have destroyed. Yeah, that's nothing new. I'll go to Skid Row again, and I'll run a few red lights because you gotta go check out that character. He's hilarious. He's hilarious, and I don't think he realizes he's hilarious. Maybe he's like me. Emma Sigler, nice to see you. The bee lady. Scrapping together. Do you have at least get to talk to her on the phone? Yeah. She sees me making a video right now, and she'll probably interrupt it with a phone call. She'll be like, why aren't you answering the people that are commenting? I'm like, well, they don't always appear, and sometimes the comments disappear. Maybe I'm tapping them the wrong way, and then this box comes up with a garbage can, and I've tapped that, and then the comments have disappeared. I'm new at this. Scrap Kingdom, okay, good idea. Maybe sleep at the compound. Maybe tomorrow, but I don't know. What good is sleeping at the compound? I'd be sleeping in the truck anyway. If I slept at the compound, I would be sleeping in the truck. Where would I sleep at the compound? Would I sleep inside the building? No way. There's too many bugs and stuff like that. Too many like spiders and I don't know. That's where I'm like a little sissy. I don't like all the creepy qualities like the spiders and stuff like that. And if it rains a lot, then sometimes you get frogs that come inside there. Sometimes you get little snakes and stuff. So the truck is still preferable. Now, scrapping together, not only can I talk to her, on the phone, I can see her, in the window. I don't know if you guys can see her. She's moving around a little bit. You see a silhouette of her. So we would hide her. I'm laughing about it, even though it's really sad. But I'll laugh about it because what else am I gonna do? Let's see. The bee lady. No, they are in Canada. We or in New York, if they come here, I think she's talking about our our bees in